Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. I'm thinking this episode I'm gonna get this car started. And as I said, I think I mentioned in the last episode I need to do the dipstick. And I'm gonna show some footage right here, but I already went ahead and removed the intake manifold. And I am gonna fit this. It does go right there. And while it's off, I decided to play with some colors. And I'm gonna show some clips again right here of me starting to powder coat this. And here it is with some clear on it. It's Yankee Candy Gold. I'm just experimenting with colors. I mean, if I don't like it, I can go back later and sandblast and do this again, but figure why it's off, what the hell, why not, right? And I did go ahead and weld 2 holes in the back so I could fit this dipstick. Yeah, let's get this stuff on. I'll wait for this to cool off and then we'll get it back on the car. Well, actually, I'm gonna get the manifold back on before I stick this on and make sure it does clear. And it should. All right, and while that's cooling down, because it's still really hot, here's some of the old hardware. I never replaced this yet, so I just spent a little bit of time on the lathe. And I made some new brass hardware here. Some M6 bolts. They're not stainless, but they're just the black oxide bolts, if you will. So that'll be cool. I'm gonna kind of replace all these with this stuff here. I have 2 bolts here. These are not, well, these are nuts actually, but these are, I might just clean these up a little bit. I can't really put brass on these. But the other ones I can. Yeah, this actually turned out real good. Like I said before, it's Yankee Gold with a Clear Vision top coat. Really makes the clear come through. Makes it shine really good. All right, I already got the injection seats already in. I just put those in. Now I'm just gonna put the throttle body on real quick. And all I did was just give a little sandblast. I'm not gonna paint this. There's plastics on it and stuff. I just want to kind of get all the blue and red crap off it. I'm tired of looking at it. So we'll get this back on here. And a couple other things on here. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the powder coat nowadays. I mean, maybe down the road I can just spray paint this black, but I really don't want to put it in the oven. Just because I don't want to ruin it. Any of the inside internals. I don't really want to take it apart either. Probably wouldn't even be that bad to take it apart realistically. What I like best about the powder coat, once you pull it out of the oven, once it cools down, it's good to go. You don't have to wait 24 hours on all that crap. I mean, I could take my fingernail, I'm like just trying to scrape this. You can't see nothing. It dries like glass. Or it cures like glass, I guess you could say. All right, there's that. Now I got this sensor here I got to put on. Goes right over here. Hope the plug will clear it. I think it will. And I do want to do brass hardware on here, but that'll be a later time. I have to get longer bolts. Now, I'm not sure what color I'm going to do the valve cover yet, because I'm still kind of just playing with colors here. So nothing is really permanent. I do like this Yankee Gold. I mean, I could do the valve color the same color, or I could do like a wrinkle black or something, or anything really. But I do need to think of colors sooner than later. That way I can get a jump on ordering paint. But realistically, I guess I'm still like a year out. I don't even know. It'd just be nice to know what color I want to get. I don't really know the torque specs on these. I don't think it's a lot, but I'm just gonna make it pretty snug. Oh, you bugger. By snug, I meant, you know, somewhat tight. Oh, that sucks. I think I can just kind of bang that out. That should be able to come out. But what the F? And you can't make that shit up. That Allen wrench is from Harbor Freight. If you guys across the pond know what Harbor Freight is, it's just like a cheap tool place. And here you can build a whole car with the tools. Except for that one. That one did break. All right, let me see. I got another one. All right, I do have to get that out, but I don't want to knock it out and get in one of these holes. So I'm going to plug these holes up real quick, and then I'll try and knock this out. I can literally see it moving. Why isn't this magnet pulling it out? Come on. Oh, yeah. Literally can move with the finger. What the fuck is that? All right, let me get a pair of needle nose pliers. I don't know what the hell I did, but even with like pliers, I tried hitting it with vice grips. I can almost grab the head of this thing, and it's so loose, it just won't come out. I don't know what the hell. I've been trying at this for like at least 5 minutes now. I can't get it out. I don't need it out right this second. I'll need it out when I take the car back apart. So I might just leave it and deal with it then. Maybe I can put vice grips around the whole outside of this washer here and just kind of spin it and free it up. But yeah, this thing's starting to make me mad. So before I start hitting stuff with a hammer, I'm just gonna put these fuel injectors in, and I'll deal with that at a later time. I'm gonna leave that little snug for now. Well, not totally tight, so I can get this coolant pipe that goes in right here. I'll try and get that in next. Actually, I think I might do a little bit of an adjustment on that coolant pipe that goes right here, and then I'll put it in. Alrighty, I did get the intake manifold back on, as well as this coolant pipe with the satin black. It looks pretty good if I do say so myself. And I did get a coolant pipe from there to here. I did get the bottom one connected. Now, when I cranked over the car a couple times in that last episode, I noticed the serpentine belt ended up jumping off the pulley just a little bit. And so I went down a rabbit hole of taking off the alternator. And while that was off, I went ahead and I powder coated that bracket, as well as a couple other things. I got this thing just came out of the oven, the belt tensioner, and I have another pipe down here that I did. It's still cooling off. But anyways, going back to the alternator, I had a replacement pulley I got a while ago, and because of this giant step right here, it's probably like a 1/4 inch now. It was a little bit bigger. I thought I could just shave it down a little bit in order to suck this more into the alternator, but it just wasn't enough room. It wasn't the case. In fact, this is just the wrong pulley. I don't know why this one got sent to me, as I put in the right year, make, and model of the car, and this is what I got. And then when I was looking, there's actually a pulley that, you know, this is minimized. It's a smaller, tinier gap. And the thing is, you can't reduce this anymore because it has like a one-way bearing inside. So you really can't shave it down any more than I did there. And then while I was going down that rabbit hole, I did take apart the whole alternator, because my idea was I was gonna powder coat this stuff as well. And it was quite the task. I had to desolder these main leads here and these little electrode things here. And the more I look at it, a new pulley was $46, and then I could just get like an aftermarket cheapo alternator for 120 bucks. So honestly, why even put this old stuff back together? You know, this is 24 years old equipment, if it is OE to the car that I got. So I'm just going to scrap all this. I'll hang on to this for something, I don't know, but this is probably just going to get scrapped. And I bought a new alternator. So while I'm waiting for the new alternator to come in, that's why I kind of decided to powder coat a couple more things, just to kill some time. And I did go ahead and I fixed the AFR gauge, the little brass bezel around the edge here. I don't know if you remember 2 episodes ago, I had the gauge sticking like way out. And I think I mentioned it looked like crap kinda. It was bugging me, so I went ahead and I did redo the brass bezel on this. And now the only things left I really want to do are the seat buttons and the switch. I'd like to make a square bezel around it out of brass. That'd be cool. Not that it has to be done right this minute. I just really want to get that one done and kill some more time. But I'm not gonna really focus on these until I powder coat these. I think I'm gonna do these in the same satin black, as well as the radio console as well. So it has like a nice texture to it. Kind of hard to see on camera maybe, but it looks really good. And I think that's the way I'm gonna go. Yeah, it has like that texture. I think it'll be a good contrast. It's a nice black. All right, while that stuff is still cooling off, I'm gonna kill a little more time and actually see if I'm actually getting spark to the spark plugs, because I have not checked that yet, even though the car turns over. I haven't put fuel in the car yet either, but I do want to see if I'm getting a spark at the spark plugs. So I will at least take one off, because why not? Yeah, these are the old ones. I didn't replace them. But yeah, let's see if turn this over and see what we can get. All right, here goes nothing. Just gonna hold on the valve cover here and ground it out, and hopefully we'll get a spark here. Fuck yeah, we got spark. I really just want to put gas in this thing and give it a shot. I think it'll just go, honestly. Fingers are crossed it'll go, but I do gotta wait until I get the alternator. I mean, I really don't need the alternator to just hear it sing one time, but I'm not gonna jump the gun yet. I'm just gonna wait. I did put oil in it. I do need to put some coolant in here still too, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just send it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just wait a week until this alternator comes in. But yeah, we got spark here. That's great. All right, this thing's cooled off now. I'll get this back in now. It lives, it's part of the blow-off valve. It recirculates into this pipe down here and shoots across to the intake on that side underneath. Alrighty, now that the alternator has just come in, literally a half hour, I pull it out of the box, inspected it, everything looks to be good, no big deal. And then I go to put it in the car, and I notice the pulley is actually missing one tooth. Compared to the other pulley here, it has 5 of these steps, if you will, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 4. Now, it's a complete pain in the ass when you buy the alternator that's supposed to fit the car you have. And here's my belt too. Fortunately, it looks like it would fit, but it's just too sloppy. And this one I can't use. However, did find this one my friend gave me a long time ago, and it's like, it's it's aluminum. I'd rather go with the steel one, to be honest. I already did take this off and I was playing with fitment and stuff. This is a steel one. I'd rather have the steel one. Feels more solid, because now this one that he gave me was actually stepped out quite a bit, kind of like this one. And I milled it down quite a bit, and there's not much, I don't know if you can't really see, but there's maybe, I want to say a 1/4 inch, maybe 7 mil of like play there, and it's really close to the edge here, so I fear it could crack right there and, you know, just kind of you know, snap. But yeah, she does seem to go, and it is a little bit smaller in diameter. I don't know if you can see that, which in my case will actually help, because the belt I got is a little tight. I had to get an aftermarket belt, because all I'm running on this car is the main crank shaft pulley and the alternator pulley, which required a much shorter belt. And with this stock size pulley on there, it was quite tight, almost too tight. So this being a little smaller might actually help me. So yeah, let me get this pulley on, put it on there. I'm gonna actually do a little bit of thread locker just to be safe, because there was none on here. It did come right off. They just put a little mark here and a mark on the snout too. Well, thread right there where they had it tightened. But I'm just gonna put some blue Loctite on there and just send it on home. And I got this ever so close right here. It doesn't hit. I already had the bolt tighten on there, and I had it in the car briefly just to look at clearances and belt alignment, and it seems like it will work. Didn't put in fully, but I'll take it. We'll do it together. Oh, there it is, just a little dab. That's all I'm going to put on there, you know, just in case if this does fail. I definitely don't want this sliding off. And I do have a little space where I got to put in there, because of how much material I took off the pulley. The bolt ends up hitting the shaft before it can fully tighten, so I got to put a little space on the inside, if that makes sense. There she goes. Got a little bit of a method how I can tighten this. It has a Torx bit, if you will, inside there, but I don't have a tool to go inside and hold this at the same time. So what we're gonna do is hold the belt tight. Hopefully it doesn't move. It does move, but I actually think that'll be pretty good, considering this bolt came off with nearly no duggas with my impact wrench. But I think that'll be good. It's got a slight little wobble to it. I don't think it's gonna really hurt it though. It's very minuscule. All right, let's put this in the car and send it on home. Alrighty, here we go. How do I want to do this? Oh. Put this in there. Let that chill right there for a second. And I'm going to put some anti-seize on these bolts, because I got a new bottle of anti-seize. So, even though all this stuff will come off at a later date, I'm going to probably put anti-seize on almost everything in this car. But I'll put a little bit on there now, because aluminum. Put some on this one too a little bit. Actually, I think I want to put the main lead on the alternator first. And pull this back out real quick. because I think it'll be a pain in the ass to put it on after it's in the car. But if I put that right there and I get my main lead, all right, it hit the ground, that's good. Actually, hold on a sec. I'm not going to use the new bolt it came with because it's a 12 mil, and I want to use the old 13 mil off the old alternator because it has a little protective black cap on there, and I want that so it can't ground itself out. There we go. Alrighty, let's try that. Got my little clip right here. I'm gonna get this top one snug first a little bit before I crank that one down. All right, so that's pretty tight. Cool. Can't really fit my hands down in there. All right, I had to pause the tape real quick there because I am the biggest freaking idiot on this planet. And I'll tell you why. But first, I put the old alternator back on because the bottom crank pulley is also a 4-stepped pulley and not a 5-stepped pulley like the one I just made and took off. I don't know what the hell happened, why I thought that, or what happened a year or 2 years ago or whatever, but I bought this belt many years ago and it's 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was under the assumption it was a 5-stepped pulley. I don't even know what you call it, but apparently there's only 4 on the main pulley down yonder, so I just need to get a different belt now. So I'm an idiot. No one else messed up by me. I'm over here blaming Amazon for giving me the wrong alternator. It all fits right. It should work. Just need to get a different belt. I'm tempted just to cut a piece off of this, but I'm just going to buy one. 5-stepped pulley, put it on, same size, and it should all fit. And then we can carry on. But that's going to take another fucking 4 days or so. So I'll get that ordered up and I'll start on some other things. I'm just double checking all my fuel lines. Just making sure I got no leaks. So that would be bad. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't have coolant in there, but that was only the second turn with the key, guys. That was it. It runs. Fuck yeah. Guys, I am so stoked, dude. This is awesome. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. It's finally here. We got it. It started. I didn't have the alternator on, well, the pulley yet. I had to give it a go. It's been haunting me. I've been waiting like almost 2 weeks to turn this thing over. I'm just playing with this stupid alternator. But I had to just send it, at least for a second. But we know she sings, and she sings pretty good too. Now with the key just on, car not started, I did, well, right here, I'm gonna put the drill on the alternator and spin it. As fast as the drill will go, and as you can see, it does jump up in voltage, so we do know I'm getting voltage back to the battery, which is good. So almost, actually, I think 100% of the wiring at this point is good to go. No leaks in the fuel as far as I know. There was a mini tiny leak right on this clamp, but I already took care of that, just have to tighten a little bit more. But other than that, I think we're good. Next, I gotta get some coolant in here and get it up to proper temp, because I only had it started for 15 seconds, if that. But I want to bring this outside in the parking lot so I can get it hot and not burn this place down. So that would be a disaster. But yeah, we'll get some coolant in this thing, or some water or whatever. I'll button up a couple of other things, and I do have to address some other things down the road before we can take this for a first hot lap down the street.